Tell me we're
Right.
live.
I think we're probably live.
Yeah.
So yeah. So today we are reviewing chapters 44 through to 60 on the Rhythm of War. But just before we get into that, what episode of Cobra Kai season 3 are you up to?
9. So I believe I've got 2 more to go.
Oh wow!
I've
So you
binged it.
almost watched the whole season. Wow.
Last night, Chelsea was at a party and I just
And so were you.
watched it all
It was
night
just a
long,
different type
basically.
of
Yeah,
party.
my party was way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept
Awesome.
saying one more, like, finish this episode, and then it would finish with just something awesome, and I would be like, well, I'm watching it more.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Cool.
Yeah, it's good.
So I think we'll do a maybe do a whole season review of it then.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Awesome.
I would love to have done an episode by episode, but I think it's a same as season 1 and 2. You just want to power through.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when it's in its glory.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. It's like it's amazing that people can't make stuff that good. Every time. It's like
Mm-hmm.
all they did, right, was keep the characters good. Because the people that like Karate Kid obviously like the characters the way they are. So you just keep them good and add whatever other stuff you want as well. Like that's where they fucked up Star Wars. It was like you can make all the new characters the way you want to make them. That's cool, but don't make Luke rubbish. If you make Luke rubbish, then it's just going to annoy everyone. It's so weird. It baffles me that people can't just make stuff good.
No, that's true. Because Daniel's perfect. Like everything about Daniel is just the same.
Yeah.
And it's the same guy. And I saw that they're both executive producers alongside our boy Will Smith. The 2 main actors are like producers of it too.
Yeah, and they just tapped into it perfectly. Like Johnny was always awesome. Like it's like he's a genuinely good bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's cool. Like always, throughout the Karate Kid, I wanted Johnny to be back in it. Like when part 2 and part 3 came out, I was like,
Yeah. It was weird that he wasn't, but it's worth it if this is what we got in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I watched season 1 and 2 again.
Yeah,
beforehand,
I love how you jump back into that.
It was worth it.
What are your thoughts on which season do you like better in sort of an order?
I think season 2, if we're just talking about season 1 and 2 right now, season 2 was better than season 1. Season 3 is fresh, so it's easy for me to say it's better now, but that's just because I'm watching it.
Yeah, okay.
But season 2, I mean, the final school fight is even better the second time.
Yeah, it's it's hilarious how they live in like lawless Mad Max type situations where you're allowed to have like whole school brawls. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was so good. Like, because I watched that last night as well. This in the like final finale of getting up to season 3, and I was just like, this is just epic. Like, I thought it wasn't going to be that. I knew it was coming up, and I was like, oh yeah, this school fight's going to be a bit stupid, but it's just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They're just belting the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And when fucking Hawk gets thrown by the nerd into the trophy case, so good.
Yeah.
Awesome. But anyway, we better get on to the actual book report.
Yeah, cool.
So this is the start of a new part 3, Songs of Home.
All right, yeah. So at the end of the other one, we finished with the interludes. Actually, I kind of forgot that was the case. Yeah. So so it was good. There's plenty of action, and the non-actiony stuff at the moment is quite interesting as well.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah, and it was funny because at the end of the last one, we'd sort of talked about what we expected this part would be about, and I said, "There's no way we're going to get Culloden," and we are straight into Culloden. We
are, and if I may make a joke that I'm going to repeat throughout this throughout this particular podcast that we're doing today, Kaladin is essentially John McClane from Die Hard at the moment.
In this bit, yes.
In this
I
bit
didn't
of the
even
book.
think of that.
Yeah, it is the exact
crawling
plot.
crawling through the airlocks.
It is the
Sorry,
exact
crawling
plot.
through like the air ducts. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh
only
yeah,
thing
that's
is
true. He must have thought of that when he was writing it.
Yeah, he doesn't even have shoes. He keeps taking his shoes off as well. Like
Yeah, that's a comment I was actually going to make that comment, not in reference to Die Hard because I didn't even think of that. I was just like, there's such an obsession with Kaladin's boots.
Yeah.
All the books.
Yeah.
Like Sharlin's always giving him shit about his boots or something, and then Kaladin's taking off his boots. I'm like, forget about the boots, but I didn't think of Die Hard because that's funny.
Yeah. No, it's the exact plot of Die Hard, which I love. Like I've been enjoying it very much. So the only thing that's missing is him saying "Yippee ki That's the only part.
maybe we'll get that.
Yeah. Or maybe get the Die Hard 2 bit where he like stabs a dude through the eye with the icicle.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's got his little scalpel still.
That's true.
So the little italics at the start, or whatever we want to call it, the little opening thing. What are you making of it?
I actually don't know yet. Most of
I haven't
taken down the full quote this time for this section because I was just like, no, I don't think it's going to be revealed yet what it is. I've just made a little bit of like a couple of guesses, not chapter by chapter, but every now and then I've been like, oh, maybe it's this person writing a book or
It sounds like I thought it was someone writing a book, but yeah, well, I guess we'll get more into it as we get up to more interesting ones.
Yeah, sounds good. The
first chapter is just Kaladin sort of carrying Tef through the tower, and the tower talking to him a little bit.
Yeah, and he finds that hidden passage, which is operated by that node. Yeah. So and that's pretty much what happens, isn't it? Like Tef is in a bad way, puts him in the room.
Worries about him shitting himself, so he has to get him a bedpan.
Yeah. And then we actually
then it's back in time, which we were expecting eventually.
Yeah, and it's a Shoni, which is good. We haven't really done much with a Shoni since the very, very first book. She was kind of like the main bad guy in the first book.
Yeah.
But I mean, not much happens in this one. She just basically she's wandering around in the forest and
it sort of switches between her and Bentley point of view.
Yeah.
And they meet the humans. Yeah.
That's right. So Bentley's trying to work out war form as well throughout this kind of stuff. And she's kind of jealous that she keeps getting overshadowed by Shoni. So
yeah, and her traveling ways.
Yeah, her free spiritedness. All right. So did you have anything else on that?
No. Ready for 46, I reckon.
Yeah, most of these chapters are quite small in this section as well.
Yeah,
I found. So this chapter we've got Navani hanging out with how are you pronouncing this name? I'm saying Rabinal inside my head.
Rabinal, that's it. I think sometimes I accidentally say Robinel. I don't know why. It's clearly an A.
Yeah.
That's just it. I think the most interesting thing here that I saw in this chapter is we talked about it before. Ralikist.
Yeah. So
and
that's
you even Googled it. It's aluminium. Yeah.
It is aluminium. Yeah. And it's also interesting. She mentions that. First Rabinal mentions that Fabrials. Soulcasters are not actually Fabrials. They're not trapped Spren. They are actually Spren.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was forgot about that. That I was just like, did I miss something earlier, or did we already know that? We didn't.
No. So that was interesting. And then she goes on to say that Spren become metal on this side of Shadesmere.
Yeah.
So that says to me how all the Mistborn people get their powers then. So when they're eating the metal, they're essentially eating Spren.
Ren. Yeah.
So
Oh, and
therefore
even
that's how they get all their powers,
yeah,
perhaps.
or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So they're still just tying all this stuff together. I'd be interested to see how long this will go for, if there's some sort of actual action that takes place in this book regarding that, or if it's just really setting it up for the next book, or maybe even the book after that.
Yeah.
And so Caledon's also visited in his dream by Moash and Odium, that was part of the plan at the end of the last section in Moash's interlude there. And so also Syl mentions that there used to be 3 bondsmiths. Did you remember this one?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so one was for the Stormfather.
And the other's the Night Watcher.
Yeah, and the other one is for the sibling. So so the Night Watcher is the weird one that Dallino visits to get his memory erased.
And what's his name? Taravangian went to him as well.
Yeah, and I think that's also the one that gave Lift her powers.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, and the sibling is the one in the tower. So I'm going to suggest that the other 2 bondsmiths are going to be Lift through the Night Watcher. And
that's
Caledon,
cool.
Caledon or Navani through the sibling, because they're both talking. To the sibling.
I think Navani, because they're pretty. They've got that classic relationship of she hates her but loves her at the same time.
Yeah. The only thing that made me think that was the sibling doesn't trust Navani because she captures Spren, and Navani is like, I need to convince her to bond with someone, and she kind of does trust Caledon. So I'm, Caledon, I think, is actually the obvious answer, which probably means it is Navani.
Yeah.
So that was actually a pretty interesting chapter, that one there.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Like, the Navani ones are obviously the least action-packed, but they're kind of...
They can be good.
Yeah, there's some good like information in them. All right, so chapter 47 is where I started speculating on who these quotes are from. I don't actually have the quote in front of me, but I thought it was maybe...
I approached this project with inspiration renewed. The answers are all that should matter.
Yeah, so I thought that might be a Navani one.
Yeah, and it's saying from Rhythm of War, obviously at the end of every one.
Yeah.
Different pages and things. So someone's writing a book called Rhythm of War. And Rhythm makes me think it's a Spren writing it. Or a Parshendi, I should say.
Yep.
Because they feel the rhythms.
Yeah, and they're also, I hadn't thought that actually, but they are they're learning to write stuff through the humans that they're meeting in the chapters when they go back in time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. I hadn't actually thought of that. I like that. That's a pretty solid theory, I reckon. In the previous books as well, there was so The Way of Kings was just a book that Dalinar was reading, written by someone.
Yeah. Yep.
What was the second one called?
Words of Radiance.
That was also a book written by somebody that Shallan was reading, I believe.
Yeah. Right.
So we got those. Yeah, we got those bits through it. And the same in Oathbringer. Oathbringer was another book.
What Dalinar was writing?
Maybe.
Or am I wrong there?
No, I think it was what he was writing as he went through. So
maybe.
Yeah, so this might So he's
Maybe
doing
it's
that with all of
Bentley.
them. Yeah. Yeah.
And this
Well,
chapter's got Dalinar riding around on a tower or something.
yeah, on a flying machine.
It was a flying machine. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting
And
attacked.
getting attacked by like the Skybreakers. They're trying to
Yeah.
get to like the Fabrils that are holding it up.
I still go. I'm
And
always confused about what the Skybreakers are. They're humans?
yeah, they're humans, so they're Radiants as
Yeah.
well. They just
Bad
happen to
radiance.
be, yeah, they just happen to be on the side of the Parshendi.
Yeah.
However, the Assassin in White is also a
That's right.
Skybreaker.
He's got the same powers. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he chose his oath to be to Dalinar rather than Odium.
That's right.
Yeah, so the Mink is there and
Yeah.
proves his knowledge to be worthwhile in the battle. And it's cool because the Herald turns up, Nail, who's also a Skybreaker, and
He
he
smashes the assassin.
he smashes everyone, catches that arrow just in midair and
Yeah.
stuff. So
After
that's
getting
pretty.
shot in the face as well.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty.
So he
That's
didn't
all
really
pretty.
need to catch the arrow as well, but that was cool anyway.
No, just catch it with your head. It's heaps easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's he's badass. That's yeah, he's cool. I enjoy his scene. So and then Dalinar does that thing where he starts pushing him or touching him,
Yeah.
and he sees his
And
past.
learns. Yeah. Which I enjoyed.
Yeah, and go on. So you were going to say he learns about something important, I believe.
No, I can't even remember now.
All right, so he touches him, and in touching him and seeing his past, he learns about the prison that held all the fused.
The damnation.
Yeah, and asks himself if he can like recreate that.
Oh yeah.
Imprison Odium. So,
Mm-hmm.
so that'll sort of
Because
be
there's nothing
his.
Dalinar would love more than being like some sort of martyr that goes to hell for thousands of years to save humanity.
Yeah,
and I mean that he would love it.
Yeah. Burt Reynolds just locking in locking the devil into hell. That sounds like the plot of like a 70s action movie.
Yeah.
I think Chuck Norris fought like the devil in a movie that I've seen before.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Keanu Reeves didn't he?
Oh yeah. But he fought him as a lawyer. Like Chuck Norris fought him with fists and karate
what about
kicks.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in End of Days or something.
That's right. He was too. And that was just like Gabriel Byrne as the devil, I reckon.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, chapter 48.
Yeah.
Another 9 years ago chapter.
Yeah. You want to lead off with this one?
I didn't make any notes. I'm just sort of having a look at the book now.
Yeah, no. So she's,
I feel like it was much the same.
Yeah, she's just getting to know the humans. The humans see a chasm fiend for the first time, and they're shocked by how big they are,
and how big their gems will be.
Yeah. And Gavalor is interested in. I think it's a Shoney's knife or Venli's knife. I'm pretty sure it's a Shoney's. And he gives her a bunch of weapons so they can take and settle in one of their ancient cities.
Yeah. That's right. Very much like Guns, Germs, and Steel. I thought that bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, take these.
Like with the Maoris in New Zealand, getting guns and just going off and doing what they want to do.
Yeah, wiping out everyone. So
yeah. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was a good little chapter. All right, so chapter 49. So Navani is working and talking to the sibling at the same time.
Yeah.
So Rebinol assumes the sibling is dead. For I don't exactly know why she assumes it, but she's definitely made the assumption that Sidling's dead and not there anymore.
Yeah.
But the sibling tells Navani that she can see Kaladin and Lift.
Yeah.
She mentions that Lift is different because how she was made.
Yeah.
So Lift was made by making the deal with the Night Watcher or whatever the mother one is. So I think that's like directly cultivation, the other shard that is there. And she mentions that Kaladin is only of the
Probably.
third ideal.
Yeah.
And is close to the surge of adhesion. So that's what he ends
she
up doing.
says he must be of the fourth ideal, but he doesn't have any armor, so he can only be of the third.
Yeah. So
I thought that was
go on.
Yeah, I don't know. They get some kind of even better shard armor when they say the fourth ideal.
I think so. I think that's what's going to happen, which is going to be sick.
Which is going to be sick.
Yeah. That's definitely.
I'm picturing in my mind in a I don't know. There was a cartoon in the 80s. I can't even remember what it was called. Centurions or something, when they get like armor kind of flies from the sky and straps onto them. That's what I want.
I'm going to look that up right now. So just let me know
Yeah,
what's happened with Centurions.
Centurions is like they one was a water guy, one was a earth guy, and one was a flying guy, I think. And their armor kind of represented that.
Yeah.
It was very 80s.
Okay.
Anyway, that's kind of what I like to picture when the armor
I'm
flies
familiar
down
with
and straps all over them. That's what I want to happen to Kaladin when he says the fourth ideal.
I've seen these. In fact, I might have had one of these toys when I was a kid because you could clip stuff to them, right? One of them had like a fly pack and a gun.
Yeah, the other one was like a submarine, kind of became a boat.
Yeah. How pissed would you be if you were like not the air guy? Do you know what I mean?
I think the earth guy was the worst because he just sort of got to drive around on the ground or something.
Yeah, he got a car. The other guy got to fly around. The other guy got to be a submarine, and the other dude got to drive a car like every other person on Earth.
Yeah, like the submarine guy had a torpedo or something, I remember.
Yeah.
There were definitely toys, you're right.
Yeah. So I was
I like to picture Khaled and time freezes and he like spirals up into the air and then all the armor bits fly down and join on him.
Yeah. I was picturing like the Guyver. Remember that Japanese animation?
Yeah.
Where the armor lives in a separate dimension, and when you call it, it like just snaps onto you instantly.
Yeah.
I was picturing armor like that, but maybe with like more of a medieval helmet.
Well, that's kind of the same thing. We're digressing, but I do love this. We both kind of had the same idea with the armor.
Yeah. Or the other thing I was thinking, do you remember Metal Gear Solid, that video game?
Yep. Yeah.
The Cyber Ninja. You know how the Cyber Ninja? Yeah, I was thinking sort of an armor like that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. No, that will be cool. That will be cool. I did love that bit when I heard that. I was like, oh, they're all going to get shard plate as well.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, so now we go to Kaladin running around again.
Yeah, so he's I've got it here that he's doing Die Hard.
Yeah. Getting some Stormlight.
And he's doing like a bunch of reverse lashing, which we haven't seen him do since the first book. That's where he's like sticking things to stuff and like
and the arrows and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend I know how it works or what happens, but I do vaguely remember him doing those things.
Yeah, that's when he was he was practicing in the trenches with someone whoever it was. Teft was the one who knew about Radiance.
Perhaps. Yeah.
So he was sort of making him practice sticking rocks to things and.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So I think we're up to chapter 50 now. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I'm just sort of flipping through. We get another bit of Navani there at
Oh
the
yeah.
very end of this
Is that
chapter.
is that just her and Kaladin making a plan to do something, or?
Yeah, she talks to Kaladin and tells him that Lift's free as well
Yeah.
somewhere, and yeah, kind of just says to Kaladin, go find the the gems or whatever it is. The
Yeah, I kept calling them gems as well. I think they're called nodes.
nodes. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kaladin's happy because he's got a thing to do.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Now it's chapter 50.
Yeah. So this is on the battlefield or like in the battle tent near where they're fighting. So Dalinar is he's just wondering about Taravangian. He thought it was too obvious, sort of what happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I
Um,
was expecting there to be like the betrayal not to sort of be much, but it sounds like it actually was, and now they're trying to rescue Taravangian.
rescue him or
Yeah, just in the chapter a bit earlier when they were at that battle, that was them trying to rescue Taravangian, like Taravangian's guys, I think, because it was taking place after they arrested Taravangian for the betrayal.
what? And people, I didn't even know that bit. Okay.
Yeah, they keep talking. They said the failed rescue attempt or something. I'm pretty sure I read that.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All
So
right.
yeah, that battle that he was supervising, I think, was more like it was after the initial betrayal. That was them sort of trying to rescue Taravangian.
All right. Yep. All right. Cool. So Navani is also sending messages via soldiers hiking out from Urithiru. But
Yep,
I've just written, is that really happening, or is that just like,
I think it's pretend messages.
yeah, I
It
reckon
must be.
so.
I was wondering
But
that too, because yeah, these messages keep coming for Dalinar saying everything's cool, but we've lost power,
mm,
and so someone's sort of faking those so that he's not confused as to why the radiants fall out of the sky when they get there, but because it's saying that because now Dalinar knows that because he's sending guys there and their powers aren't working.
yeah,
But then someone's writing pretending to be Navani, telling him that it's just a problem with the Fabrial or whatever,
mm,
a problem with the tower, so that he doesn't think it's actually he doesn't know the tower's fallen.
yeah, yeah. So it's almost certainly just a tactic by the fused, and they're like maybe the
Yeah.
light weaver versions of themselves are the ones delivering the messages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you couldn't get actual humans just to do that, could you? Like that would
No,
be
they're
way too
probably
risky.
yeah because they've got disguise guys as well, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So then there's a discussion. Dallin, thinks he's more valuable as a bondsmith than a soldier
Yeah.
during this. We chat with Yasna. Um,
Which is
during
just
one of
him basically saying I can't wait to go to hell for
yeah,
eternity.
yeah, 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 yeah. Do you remember, just digressing to another 80s cartoon, do you remember the 80s cartoon Mask? Where it was like people.
Yeah, I mean, I had a toy of Mask, and I remember the cartoon, but I honestly can't really remember what it was all about.
No, it's kind of just a little bit shittier version of Transformers, but
Yeah, because their
so like
cars transform.
yeah, but into nothing really. So like the plane would transform into a helicopter, so sort of thing, or
Yeah,
yeah. But the main bad
wasn't
guy
there
in
a
that,
robot that turned into a motorbike? That was the little kids
yeah,
thing.
that was the little kid's
Yeah,
mode of transport, and there was like a
yeah,
car that it's like doors opened, and that just
yeah,
turns it
and it
into a
became.
plane.
But I actually loved that.
Yeah, and it had one of the best.
Not because there were cars that doors opened like that, so it was real.
Yeah,
Not
but
that
it
they flew.
had one of the best intro songs of any 80s cartoon, which is
Yeah,
which is saying something because there was some
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm gonna Google that after this and
Yeah,
remember
but
Mask.
take note of the main bad guy because that's what I imagine Dalinar to look like. He's a big dude with a wide head and a moustache.
Yeah.
So that's who I'm thinking of when I think of Dalinar. All right, so during one of the other conversations, Wit calls Odium rays. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Which was I was
I
gonna
don't know.
ask you about that.
Nah, I don't know what it means, but I think it's
Right.
worth noting. I think that could be
Yeah.
something that we
I
find
was
later.
hoping you were gonna have some Warbreaker stuff there for me or something.
Nah, sorry, mate. I don't. I got nothing on that, but it just seemed
No.
like that actually does mean something.
Yeah.
Um. All right.
Yeah, and
So
then
then,
Jasnar gets Wit to be nasty
yeah, super
to
nasty,
Rothar.
super nasty.
She's like, it's not nasty enough. So
Yeah,
he keeps going.
yeah.
And it
And
was all
it's
Jasnah's
just
plan so she could fight him and fucking stab him in the throat.
yeah, and then add insult to injury by having somebody heal him as well.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to get healed. I was just like, that's brutal. That's like Cobra Kai type stuff where there's like
Yeah,
out of the blue punches to the
yeah,
face and you're like, holy shit.
yeah. Um, so I like this bit. I enjoyed it. I wish Wit was the one that fought him though.
Because you wanted to see if Wit could fight.
Yeah, and I liked how Dalinar just said to the prince, "I'm not sure you can beat him." About Wit
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see what Wit had to.
Had to offer.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm sure that will come up in a later book as well.
Yeah.
It's quite weird that Wit's in this so much. Like he's barely in the other books. Like he's just like he'd be
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's like he'll be driving a horse and cart for somebody, or in one of the Wax and Wayne Mistborn books, he just gives Wayne a coin. He's a beggar and gives him a coin, sort
Yeah,
of
see, I
thing.
never noticed any of this. I
Yeah,
don't know, I was reading them too far apart, maybe.
yeah, yeah,
But
and
what,
it's
isn't he
definitely
like just the sort of the court jester in the first one?
yeah. In the first book of these, he is,
Yeah,
but he's still as the court jester. He's still actually a character. Like in
yeah.
Mistborn and stuff, he's not an
He's just
actual
a guy that
character that
turns
does
up.
anything.
Yeah,
He just is
mhm,
there in a moment, sort of.
yeah, yeah. But
Um,
that's cool.
yeah, yeah. So, all right. I've got one more note for this, and I want to see if you've made a note of it as well. So,
Still in the
Wit,
chapter 50.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Wit calls the guy the personification of a cancerous anal discharge.
yeah. I didn't make a note, and I'd forgotten, but yeah,
Yeah, it
Brandon
was.
Sanderson.
Yeah, it was quite out of step with the rest of the book. I thought because like, he
Yeah.
doesn't swear or anything. It's all very. Did you ever see the new Battlestar Galactica, the remake of that?
No, no.
No. So because that was on network TV, so instead of saying actual swear words, they say frack. So everything's
Right.
fracking
Yeah, I've
annoying or
heard people say that. Yeah.
shut the frack up. So that's kind of what Sanderson does. And I suppose none of that is a swear word, like cancerous anal discharge. They're all just actual
That's all
words,
very
but
scientific and
anatomical.
yeah, that's the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so
Dang.
then chapter 51, basically Venley is planning her escape. That's the
Yeah, and
only
this
thing
one
I've written
opens
for
with
that one.
the little bit at the start is this way, this tone, this rhythm sounds so familiar in ways I cannot explain or express. So that further
Mm,
confirmed to me that I reckon it's a fused or a listener writing this book.
yeah,
And when I don't mean fused, I do mean listener.
yeah. I actually thought that I've written that as a question mark on my notes too. So this is kind of
There you
where
go.
I was like, perhaps this is a listener thing.
Yeah.
I'm just having a quick look through my notes here. So from now on, um, if you could just have a quick look at the start of the chapter quote for me. And
Yeah.
when somebody brings something up about sand, let me know that chapter, because I had a
Okay.
theory, but I must have forgot to put a note down for that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so chapter 52.
Yeah, so not much happened in that one, was it? It was just Venley kind of.
Yeah, she's just kind of talking to people about how they're going to escape and what, how the situation will allow them to do that.
Yeah. And then we get she kind of opens the segue to the next chapter as she talks about her past.
Yeah. So she's talking to her friend, isn't she?
Yeah. Yeah. Which I don't know how you say. Do you say Timbra?
Yeah, I say
Timber.
Timbra is how I'm saying that inside my own mind. So,
yeah.
All right. So, in this chapter, a human gives Venley the ring, which has the spren in it, and she speaks of the.
Do you have any idea who that was?
No, just a random.
She had a really long name, beginning with A or something.
Yeah. I have no idea who it is in the context of the book.
Yeah, when it was, I thought it was going to be, Axon Dwife.
Yeah, no idea.
Welsh sounding kind of name. Yeah, I thought before she said her name, I thought it was going to be that woman that's kind of cruising around, not with, but in the same regard as the guy from Warbreaker.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Understand. Yeah, no. So her name is Azuri or something
That's
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
And she hasn't been in this yet. So we left her in Shade's mirror in the last one. And then also a pretty short chapter, I think, but then we get a illustration at the end of it.
Do you want me to read you the quote at the chapter of this one? Chapter 53?
Yeah. Does it say anything about sand, or does it look interesting to you?
I don't think so. It does. I am led to wonder from experience such as this if we have been wrong. We call humans alien to Rosha, yet they have lived here for thousands of years. Perhaps it is time to acknowledge there are no aliens or interlopers, only cousins. Actually, it wasn't as interesting as I thought.
No, but that does bolster the it's written by the
that it's not a human. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's we call human. So it's not obviously written by a human.
No. All right. So, yeah, and is there an illustration at the end of this chapter?
There was one at the end of the last chapter. I think it was of
sorry, we're on 52 just to check, right? Or have we jumped down to 53? If we're on 53, that's fine. I've got nothing.
I was on 53. Sorry. Yep.
No, that's cool. So
I was reading the quote. Yeah. It's pictures of like a reacher, whatever that is, if I can remember.
So maybe that's a new type of fused or something.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's at the end of 52, just to double check.
Yeah, most reachers maintain a form that closely matches human.
So it might be a spren, maybe.
Yeah, and I think it does talk about reachers in the next chapter.
Yeah, that's usually what happens, isn't it? They usually give you the picture before the chapter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So in chapter 53, Venley finds out that Kaladin is alive, and that the pursuer is going to go and question his family. Venley, snitches to Leshwi, the nice fused who likes Kaladin, and she goes and hides Kaladin's family.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. I thought I missed something there. I knew that they talked about doing it, then all of a sudden Kaladin's family seemed to be safe, according to Venley. But the pursuer seems pretty cool about that happening, seeing as he was planning on getting his revenge on them or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's not much detail in that. That's more of just a chapter where stuff happens. You don't really get many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, she talks about Leshway talks about she's moved them because she's the boss.
yeah, yeah. All right. So then, chapter 54.
Mm-hmm. This one says it would have been so easy if Void Light and Stormlight destroyed one another. Such a simple answer.
Okay.
So that's
Not
cool.
much. Yeah, it's a cool quote, but it's not much. What do you reckon that means?
No, I just that's what I mean. I don't get it. That's what's cool about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's very philosophical.
Yeah,
If these two things just cancelled each other out, there wouldn't be a problem.
yeah, yeah. I want to see a Radiant later in the books that can use the Void Light. So it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
the the dark side and the Force
Yeah.
type thing.
Or maybe
Um,
like what's his name? Dalinar's son,
yeah, yeah. Renarin might be the
Renarian.
one that can do that. All right. So in this one, Dalinar's talking about monarchy. The
Yeah, and he loves it.
Sen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's it's just a little bit of a way to do some exploring on the benefits of being a monarchy versus a democracy type situation.
Yeah, and he hates democracy.
Yeah.
And Jasmine's like, well, that's what's going to happen, and he's upset.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So then there's a bit of a quote in this one just about how you can how in the past the fused were locked away in damnation,
Mm-hmm.
which prevents their rebirths, so that each fuse that was killed was an actual casualty. Um, yeah, so I think that was Renarian talking to Dalinar
Yeah.
about that. Um, and also Renarian confirms Odium's vision is blurred because of his ability.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool that he knows that.
Yeah, and Renarian's Spren wants more people for Spren like him to bond to. So there must be a bunch of
Yeah.
I don't know, what do they call them again? They're like unmade or something like that. Spren.
Yeah. This is that Sajanat or whatever her name is
Yeah,
that altered some Spren.
yeah, corrupts them.
So now they're kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah,
Corrupts makes them sound evil, but now we're not so sure or something.
yeah, and in earlier in the book, was it this book? She sent out some of her Spren to do things, right?
Yeah.
In one of like the
Can't
earlier
quite remember yet.
interludes.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think Odium can exactly see see her Spren doing things. I can't exactly remember either, but so there could be a whole army of these new unmade Spren people doing stuff.
Right.
Okay,
Cool.
so
Yeah, I don't remember any of that.
no, I barely remember it. I barely remember if it's this book or the previous one, but I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah.
this one.
Must be this one, I think.
Yeah.
So chapter 55.
Yeah. Have we got the
Yeah,
starting
this
point there?
doesn't say that much, but it says we must not let our desires for specific result cloud our perception. That's it.
All right. So
So Kaladin's still caring for Teft, syringing water into his mouth.
yeah. So has he? So has he already gone? He's already done his run around and got the supplies, has he?
He's got his Stormlight, yep, and he's talked to Navani.
Yeah, and he got it off
And
that
now he's
dude
headed back. Yeah.
with the wooden jugs of water and stuff. Yeah, it must have.
Yeah, he went and
Pretty.
saw the guy in the mental hospital, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah. So that was a pretty big bit that I must have just completely forgotten to put a note about. Anyway, but and that weird guy turns up as well, the Dabbed guy,
Yeah, and also
right?
Kaladin starts to like see if Syl has depression now too.
Yep, her own form of battle shock.
Yeah. And she's like, nah,
Um,
not like that. I'm not like you.
mm, yeah, and we're all like, thank God for that. Because I don't want 8 more chapters now. 8 more chapters of Syl now being sad about things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Everybody's sad.
Yeah, yeah. So he's running around, he's climbing the tower. He sees the listener scouts with the span reeds as
Yeah.
well in this bit and decides to steal them basically.
He's like, I've got the best idea. I know how I can help.
Yeah, I need to steal one of those walkie-talkies, just like John
Yeah.
McClane in Die Hard. Exactly like John McClane in Die Hard, mate. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
Navani's. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Navani is
Navani's
like
on the other end. Yeah.
no, she's the fat cop with the
Yeah, that's what I
donuts
meent.
outside.
Yeah. Yeah. This is hilarious. I can't believe I
Yeah.
didn't. This all went by me.
All right, sweet. All right. So, chapter 56.
This one is, but how can we not, in searching, wish for a specific result? So it's following directly from the other one.
Yeah,
What
I think they all
scientist
follow
goes into a
directly from each other.
project without a hope?
Yeah.
Yeah, still not that interesting.
No, but they are definitely all just following on. So if you were to go back, and I think you could do this with like the Mistborn books as well. If you go back and just read those bits,
Yeah,
that's
right.
a self-contained book in
Yeah,
and of itself, sort of thing. So
kind of. Yeah.
yeah, all right. So Venley's running around. Well, not running around, but she's like inspecting all the radiants. Like she's been put in charge
Yeah.
of looking after all the passed out radiants.
Yeah, and she's put him in the room with the pretend tower, with the model of the tower.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Windrunners are the closest to waking up.
Yeah, because some of them have started to talk, and they all do it at the same time. I feel like it's got something to do with whatever Kaladin does something that might.
Oh, okay. Yep.
When Kaladin does a certain thing, then they kind of start to wake up. It might be when he gets close to saying the forfeit deal or something. I like to think.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool.
And so Venley talks to the deepest ones. Yep, go.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Go for it.
No, she just talks to them, and like is this when she tries to? They're trying to find where the nodes are, and she figures it out, but then she decides she shouldn't tell them, but it's already too late. She gave them enough clues that they found out on their own that it's going to be where it is.
Yeah, I think they just found out on their own. I don't think she actually revealed anything. I think that was all in her head, but they just worked it out. Yeah, but they can't see when they're going through rock or something like that, which yeah, they're like, oh, we can't look for them when we're actually going through the rock, which makes sense. But it's like, surely you can't hear or smell or taste either when you're going through the rock, so it should hardly be a surprise.
Yeah.
So then, something about I've written something about secret spren. Ineffective.
Yeah, she talks about secret spren,
which means Venley can't use her powers. So
yeah.
So is that maybe that's just her spren? Maybe that's just Timbra that can't.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that secret spren thing.
No.
Are they like, do they appear when someone's keeping a secret, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I might have just made an ineffective note there, but maybe I made the note because I didn't know what it meant either. I can't quite remember.
Yeah, they definitely did go on about secret spren. Is that when she realizes that she can do something, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
She can use. She
But
can train with her powers because there's no You can't see something in the tower or something.
yeah, okay, that actually does sound familiar. That might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we go anyway to chapter 57, and it's back in time again.
Yeah, just before 56 ends, somebody comes in and tells Venry
Oh
they
yeah.
found another listener as well.
And I didn't understand who that was going to be, but I should have.
No, no, I had no idea either. No idea.
Because I completely forgot that all happened prior with Culloden and what's his name?
I
And
can't
him going, I'm going to turn myself in.
Yeah, Relane or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so chapter 57. So what's the quote at the start of that one?
There's not one because it's just 8.5 years later. For some reason, those ones don't have quotes.
No, that's actually, I think that's pretty normal for the past
Yeah.
chapters. So in this one, we have Dalinar speaking to Ashoni, and he warns her to be cautious of
Yeah. Not to
of the
trust
humans.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, stand up for yourself, but don't be too demanding. It's very Sun Tzu sort of
Yeah.
type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, provide them value, but don't give them too much for free. That type of thing.
Yeah. Because they're going to take what they want. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bentley goes out in the storm with her little gem.
Yeah, she smashes that. She doesn't get to use war form, but she does get this. She does get Timbra to bond with her.
Oh, that was Timbra.
I assume, mate. Yeah. Now that
Yeah,
you
I
ask me,
wasn't. I
now that you ask me the question, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's where she got the spren from.
Yeah, because we never see Timbra apart from just talking from an insider, not like we see Syl.
No, because he's
And so
inside
this
her
one
gem up.
talked a little bit like Syl,
Yeah, it was a bit of a smart ass.
and it was making smart ass comments and being perky might have been the word they used, and I was like, what? Who is this?
Yeah, yeah. All right, so
And they all thought she was going. They all thought she was going out in the storm to do mate form.
Yeah, which is and they're all
Smugly.
like, yeah, they're all giggling about it, like super immature about it.
Yeah.
So
So this is the one, chapter 58. I'll read the quote. I found this experience so odd. I work with a scholar from the ancient days before modern scientific theory was developed. I keep forgetting all the thousands of years of tradition you completely missed.
yeah, so that one kind of made me feel like it was Navani working with the fused now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
And
she's
Navani's
working
writing
at
it,
the
or the Fuse writing it
yeah.
to Navani?
No, she's right. Navani's writing it because she's working with the ancient.
Oh, yeah, I work
fused.
with a scholar from the ancient days because, yeah, that Rabanel is a scholar.
Yeah, and she's ancient. She's immortal. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yep.
Yeah, but I'm still not convinced. Still not convinced. And I
Yep.
actually think, with what I was saying before about the sand, I actually think that is the quote at the start of chapter 61.
Right. You did a little
Which
sneak
is
preview.
well, yeah, I read the first line of the thing, so
Yeah.
we'll see if the sand one comes up. But if not, make a note of it for next time.
Yeah. And so now Kaladin's trying to get the magical walkie-talkie pens.
Yeah, and he's literally crawling through the ventilation shafts with
And he's
a
gone into
Zippo lighter.
This is when he goes into the vents. Yep.
Yeah, he's got a diamond to light the way rather than a Zippo lighter, but he's doing exactly that.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. And the tower. This is where the tower panics and tells Kaladin that Ravenel's found one of the nodes and that he needs to help her.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like, she's like, come and help me.
Yeah.
And that was a chapter that I had to definitely keep reading after.
Yeah. Yeah, which makes me think that she's going to bond with him as well because he's actually helped her when she's asked for it, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. And just quickly, and just digressing a little bit as well, Kaladin, I imagine to look like. Do you remember that anime movie Ninja Scroll?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Jubei, the main character, like the wandering ninja
Yeah.
in Ninja Scroll,
Yep.
that's how I imagine
That's cool.
Kaladin looking like.
I actually picture him in a bit of a manga way as well.
Yeah, because he's got like that long hair.
Yeah, I kind of
Um,
picture, and I didn't even think about it till you said then. I kind of, what's that Wandering Samurai one? Komori Kenshin or something?
what, like Wolf and Cub or?
No, no, no. There's a guy and his sword. It's called Komori Kenshin or something like that. He's got red hair, long red, and a scar, and he doesn't. There's a few of them, and there's like one, the main one, he doesn't want to fight, and his sword's reversed, like the blade's on the back side of the blade.
Man,
And so every now and then he like reverses the sword and carves everyone up.
all right. Man, I
We
got to see
definitely
that.
watched it. Yeah, it's good. That's like the TV series one, and then there's a movie where it's all just him when he was like a samurai for hire or whatever he was, and he was bad, and then he becomes
Yeah,
good and or tries to
yeah,
become good. But yeah, that's a good one.
yeah. So,
But yeah, definitely I picture Cullen in a manga samurai kind of way.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
So chapter
All right,
59. This was
cool.
an interesting quote.
This is an
You've written about
interesting
it too.
quote. Yeah, yeah. So I've actually got this one down. So,
I knew you
I
would
could,
because I
yeah,
was hoping you could tell me who it was.
I can't, unfortunately, but but
L.
I do think we will find out. Yeah. So, this point regarding the rhythm of war's emotional influence will be of particular interest to L or EL,
Yeah.
but it's just a
EL.
capital E, isn't it? It's not a capital L.
Yeah. No.
So L.
Yeah.
I don't
Very.
know who that is.
And now it mentions L from now on, I think.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wonder if that's like another shard or if it's, you know, uh, yeah, I don't think it's an actual character in the book. I think it's probably another shard of some type.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone of power.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So there's a bit of a chase scene as Kellen's following the tower's instructions to try to find the node.
Yeah. Following the
And
little lights.
yeah, yeah, and he's lashing things along the way. So he's making like, guards spears stick
Yeah.
to each other, making them stick to
Which was good.
walls. Yeah. Um, so then he gets to the right spot, and Ravenel and the pursuer are already there.
Yeah. And she's reversing the polarity or whatever she's doing this time.
Yeah,
Corrupting.
yeah,
And he's
um,
there just because she tells him he'll get to fight Cullen if he comes with her.
mm-hmm.
Because she says, like, I told you he'd come.
Yeah, yeah. So him and Calvin have a pretty long sort of fight where they're
Yeah, and he taunts Cullen a bit with, like, no matter how many times you kill me, I'm going to keep coming back because the whatever that damnation thing was called doesn't exist anymore.
mm-hmm.
And he's
Yeah,
like, I'm just going to keep coming back and fighting it. And that's like a knife to Cullen's already stressed psyche because his fragile state as it is, and he's having trouble going on. And now this guy's just going, I'm just going to keep coming to fight you.
yeah, yeah,
So Cullen wants to give up a little bit more.
yeah. Yeah, the guy gives him the way out. He's like, if you die, that's where the peace
Yeah. Yeah.
is.
Yeah, which is all kind of actually interesting for once.
Yeah. And yeah, he's
Actually,
doing
I
all
had a
types.
moment of like, yeah, just empathy for Cullen then, for Cullen then.
Yeah, yeah.
And is
Yeah,
this
and
when he
he's
like runs away and then he gets through the bookshelf or the bookshelf?
yeah,
I
yeah,
kind of, whenever the rock opens, I picture a secret passage behind a bookshelf.
Yeah. We enter the Bat Cave.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he the battle goes on for a while, and he's doing things like
Yeah.
he's trapping the guy's body to the floor, which doesn't work. He's
Hmm.
trying to
And
stab
then
him
he
in there.
realizes that if he wasn't wearing his boots, he could use his feet to like make the floor
Trap
stick.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
he
then
undoes his laces.
and then like you said, he makes it into the room. The pursuer materializes behind him. Then he jumps out the door as the door closes.
Yeah.
And then he leaves the pursuer trapped in there. So I don't think the pursuer can get out. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and I don't think, like, maybe if the pursuer just kills himself, then he can get out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, because he gets the sibling to lead him to a room with no other exits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then if the pursuer kills himself, then does the pursuer have to keep coming back to kill himself, saying he was the one that killed him?
Interesting. Yeah. And so
So
then
then he,
chapter 60. Oh no.
and
How does it
just
end?
quickly, he leaves by sort of running away. Ravenel tells him to get away, but he hears a muffled sound from the room of the pursuer going, "No!" like Darth Vader style.
Yeah. Damn you.
Yeah. All right, cool. So then, chapter 60 is where we're up to now. So,
Yeah, I
um,
also like sorry, I keep trying to move on from this chapter, but then I remember things.
yeah,
When Ravenel says to him, if you kill me, I'll just be reborn and I'm gonna choose the most innocent person. A mother perhaps. And
with a
Catelyn's like,
child, with a child.
no is what
Yeah. Well, not only
and
that, a mother
Catelyn's like,
perhaps with a child that's old enough to know that her mother no longer cares about her now.
yeah, brutal. And Catelyn's like, and she's like, yes, windrunners are fucking so honorable.
Yeah. Yeah, I did make a note of that. I shouldn't have jumped past that. Actually, that was one of my
No, I
highlights
just
of
noticed
the
my note
chapter.
there too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because every now and then you think this Ravenel's not bad.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, she's just interested in stuff, and it's just like,
Yeah,
oh,
she's a scholar.
yeah,
So then the chapter 60 has another mention of Elle. It
yeah,
says,
and
who is
then
this person? Use no title, so I assume they are not fused. Who then is Elle?
yeah, and it's like, good
So that's like
question.
someone different. That's like someone different is writing that now, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's like it's a correspondence instead of just a
Yeah.
monologue.
Yep.
Mm. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to find out who L is.
We probably will by the end of this part.
I think so. Because
Yeah.
it'll probably flip over to some sort of other
Some other thing.
um,
Yep.
after this. So, or we might not. We just might not know who it is, and maybe
Yep.
we should have had to have read another book. But or maybe it'll just give us a hint of which other book it's in.
Yep.
Um,
That's right.
yeah.
So this
All
one
right.
has Venley meeting Lane in the cell.
That's right. And then this kind of brings up some stuff that I kind of forgot or kind of half knew but hadn't really paid much attention to. So Relaine is saying he was sent as a spy.
Yeah, and I've
Um,
forgotten about that as well.
yeah, and Venley seems to know that. So I assumed that was true.
Yeah, because I forgot
Although
he was getting in trouble for being too smart because he wasn't like a stupid parchment. He was like
that's right.
he's a listener.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. So all that was
Because
kind of
that's, yeah.
confirmed and brought back to memory. I was like, yeah, I half suspected. I was like, oh, he was a spy anyway, and now he's just doing sort of the doubling back
Yeah.
to the listeners. Yeah, so that will be interesting coming up because it's like he's
Yeah.
obviously going to join forces with Venley to leave. Like he
Mm-hmm.
likes the people, probably doesn't
Yep.
like the fused. Yeah. And
Yep.
then there's an awesome bit where the fused are cataloging what's in Dalinar's room,
Mm-hmm.
and Ray's is there,
Yes. Yep. He comes
which
with
is
one of his
cool.
birds,
Yeah,
and he gives
and
them lift,
that's right. And she's inside a cage.
which I knew was
Um,
going to be. As soon as he was like, "This isn't the present," here it is. I was
yeah,
like, "It's going to be lift."
yeah. And he gives her that pouch with something inside, but we don't find out what that something is, do we?
No, we don't. I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah,
Are we?
and
Did I skip ahead there, or are we?
no. So he
Oh
gives
no,
her,
no.
yeah, he gives her. It's at the same time he gives her a lift. Like he gives her
Yeah,
the pouch with stuff that we don't know what it is in there. And
yeah.
then he
Handed her a
gives,
large pouch. Ravenel took it, made a soft clink. Ravenel
yeah,
undid the top and stared inside. She said, "How did you get this?" So she's amazed at whatever it is. And then he says, "I give you a gift," and she goes, "That's a good gift." And he goes, "That's not the gift." And it's
hmm
and she talks about how it is unusual that Lift eats food and gets her power that way from
yeah,
life. So that's a cultivation thing.
yeah, light, not
And they
storm
call her
light.
a child of cultivation or something.
That's correct. Yeah, yeah. Gives her the
Why she made an edge dancer who can be fueled by life light. And also it's called life light.
not storm light.
So we've got storm light, void light, and now we've got life light.
Mm.
And it doesn't, I read it and read it to be sure, and it doesn't say what color chicken Mraze has with him at that time.
No,
It
no.
just says brightly colored. Because
Yeah,
I was trying to work out, I'm still trying to work out that chicken thing.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. So Mraze is awesome. He's right up there with my favorite character. Every time he's in the book, it's a
I
cool
think
bit.
he's now my favorite sort of character that comes at it just randomly
Yeah, yeah. Same here. It's
and
always very
makes me happy
interesting.
when he does.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Um,
Renly, by
Go
I
on,
don't know
mate.
if I'm
You go.
skipping too far ahead, but
No, no.
this is where Venli tries to say another ideal, but it doesn't work, and it's because she didn't save Lift. So now she's going to have to save Lift.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about setting people free. So there's no
Yeah, because she's
slaves
all
or
proud of
bondage.
herself for setting a couple of people free, but she didn't save Lift, so that's what she's going to have to do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that concludes chapter 60.
Yeah, and I just had a real, almost, I guess it was totally intentional. Look at their quote on the next one, and I did see the word "sand," but I didn't read any more than that.
Yeah. So I mean, we're not gonna, it doesn't
No.
matter if we speculate on the sand bit. So I think these parts are from either somebody that lives in the white sand world
Mm-hmm.
or um, somebody that's been to the white sand world.
Yeah.
I don't know anything
Cool.
about white sand. I haven't read it, but I do
I
know
did
how.
read it. I feel like I did. It was in the Arcanium Unbound, wasn't it?
No, I think it's a graphic novel.
Yeah, but I feel like, and it is a graphic novel, but one of the
Is this?
books in Arcanium Unbound is a graphic novel. It's like a comic.
Ah, all right.
So
Well, I
that I
might
have
have to.
read.
I might. Yeah, I might do a sneaky read of that in between
Yeah, yeah,
because it
yeah.
won't
Because I
be
definitely
long.
read that. I didn't read all of the Arcanium Unbound ones, but I read the cartoon one, and I feel like it was White Sand, but I might be wrong. But yeah, you can get back to me next week.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Because I think I don't know that reference to sand. I feel like that's where it's from.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't
I
they
like
don't
to
care
think
about
so.
sand. Yeah, they don't care about sand in Warbreaker. They don't care about sand in Elantris or Mistborn. So it's, I think yeah, it's going to be a reference to that, and maybe El is like the shard from that world or
from
something.
there. Yeah, cool.
Very
Well,
good.
I think we should read all the way to the end of part 3 for this one.
Nice one. How many chapters is that? Roughly.
I'll go to my table of contents in the handy real book. 575. So at the moment in my book, we're up to page. Did you like that sound of pages turning then? I didn't even do that on purpose.
No, it was good. It was good.
Oh,
Cue sound effects.
we're up to page 727, and we'll be reading to page 843. So that's not even that long.
Nah.
Yep,
that's
nice
good.
and quick one. We'll have a bit to talk about because you might have watched Cobra Kai season 3 by then.
Well, I reckon we do a separate one for Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah,
What do you reckon about that?
Dare we call it an interlude?
The Cobra Kai one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai interlude.
Yeah. How exactly does Cobra Kai fit into the Cosmere?
Yeah, because I reckon once you commence watching, that'll occupy your next 8 hours or whatever it takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it'll be 5
constant.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd be what,
Yep.
half an hour long or something, are they? Or
They're about half an hour long, and I think there's 10 in each season.
yeah.
Because there was definitely 10 in the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I can't wait to talk about it with you.
Nice. Yeah, no, it should be fun. So we'll do whichever one comes up first. I have a feeling it might be Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I'll finish that today, and then just let me know.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, have a good day.
I will, mate. You too. Enjoy the not excruciatingly hot weather.
Yeah, how crazy was it? And then how cold is it today?
Yeah, freezing.
Yeah, I like it. All right, mate. You have a good one.
All right, mate. Good one.
See ya.
See you, mate.